Help Women's Support Group covers all types of topics and subject matters, created to help you straighten your crown and promote your prayers and plans. To take what we've learned from our elders and pass it on to the next generation. To love without limits, honest, encouraging, loving practices. Shirts are available for fundraising. The TV show airs Wednesdays at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on all of the Cuss and Pastor platforms. Honest, encouraging, loving practices. Okay, good morning, and welcome to the Health, Honest, Encouraging, Loving Practices. So today we have a guest, and I'm excited about having her on. Um, I always say I don't want to do relationships, but for lack of everything else, I do see the need that we tend to express our knowledge of relationships and the things that we've been through as older women with younger women. So I have a guest that's coming on, and she's going to explain a little bit about her situation and what she has going on. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Um, let's get ready for her. We're going to have a commercial break, and then when I come back, we'll have Marissa with us. Thank you. Sweet Flame Candles by Brittany. www.sweetflame-candles.myshopify.com. Sweet Flame candles are hand poured and packaged. They have 60 hours burn time. We have new fall fragrances and tantalizing long lasting scents such as banana nut bread, peppermint, cinnamon roll, butterscotch, caramel popcorn, and blackberry. You even get to choose your own container. And wax melts are available. Buy a candle. Sweet Flames is black owned by Brittany Matthews. October special, buy two, get one free. Call 615-573-6657. 615-573-6657. Do you have a daughter, niece, cousin, granddaughter, or even a friend that needs a little guidance or direction? Sans Child, founded by Dr. Tara M. Turner, is an organization dedicated to enlightening of girls from 7 to 17 and handling issues with anger, aggression, and bullying. Sans Child has 10 years of successful mentoring. They have diligent and dedicated volunteers. Sans Child offers group sessions and one-on-one sessions. Do you know of a future leading lady that would benefit from joining Sans Child? Well, call 901-387-8283. Again, that number is 901-387-8283. Or go to www.sanschild.org.
No, really no self-help, you know what I'm saying, to get them going, to really understand how to get their community way back together. It is us. We can't blame nobody else. And as long as we doing this dumb shit, we gonna keep on birthing.
And the thing of it is, we find ourselves um, ashamed
Right,
of what we've done, the mistakes that
right,
we've made, the dumb issues that we've had going on, and we don't share. And not sharing makes um, the person becoming behind us liable because they fall into the same trail, and you could
yes,
stop them. You
yes.
could help
So
them.
I love to tell my stories. Um, I want to put it in a book because it's so raw and nasty, and I don't give a fuck. So, but these are the things that I went through. Now, let's put it in a more deeper, in a metaphysical, and then um, where people will not even get this. So
Mhm.
there's a natal chart. There's a natal chart of you. So if you understand your birthday and then the time you were born, it's a meaning and there's a code to that. So when I did some deeper searching on why I did what I did, it was not only because of the abuse and the things of that nature, those things help escalate.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, in my natal chart, sex is a way I learn about the world,
Hmm.
period. And so it's nothing wrong with women doing what they fucking do, but you have to understand why you do what you do, where your power lies. When it comes to sexuality, it comes to the point to where it's hidden. It's hidden away from us when it comes to women because they know that is the part where we create, where we give birth, and
Right.
um, it does so many things like the cosmos. Okay, so they keep these things secret. So then you have sacred whores. There, people don't know about that. There are sacred whores that was from the beginning of fucking time.
Right.
So when I tell my story, there was once upon a time I was ashamed of it. But then as I start researching and understand some things about me and then going deeper into things where mankind has yet to go to understand themselves, to understand why they do what they do,
Uh-huh.
then the trials and tribulations that escalate your growth or will de-escalate your growth. So finding out those things helped me to understand, you know what? If we were basically fucking on a whole different other level, if we was really fucking or making love in the intentions of love, um, to help create more abundance. Basically, no ill will, no fucking lying, no hating, this and that and the
Right.
other. If we was creating and doing it in the right way, this world wouldn't be. We wouldn't have this. So we look at the woman. Why? Because we are the ones that let the man enter.
Enter. Yes, I agree.
Enter. The womb is the cosmos. It is the most mysterious place that they cannot crack the code of. The only person that can crack that code is the woman that carries that womb. Period. So yes, let's talk. Let's fucking talk.
Now see, and I've done just drastic studies. I'm, for lack of other words, a nerd. So I do a lot of reading, a lot of research.
Mhm.
I have friends who study witchcraft. I have friends who are study voodoo. I
Mhm.
have, I'm one of those open book play. You
Good,
do you.
good.
I don't care. And like I told one lady, I said it's something. There's a drawing between us. I can't figure it out, but there's a drawing, and not to realize that my background had been such a sheltered background with a mama and a daddy and and she had basically raised herself.
Me too.
So the independence in her, I was drawn to that independence,
Right,
and she saw the nurturer in me, and
right,
we ended up connecting. But like I was saying, when you have a connection with people, you really have, it's deeper
right,
than just being, I did a show a couple of weeks ago on friends. It's deeper than just being friends.
right,
Sometimes I have folks I don't have to talk to for 20 years.
right,
I got to talk all year long, then don't talk again for another 20 years. And it's
right,
just like crazy.
right.
Like you said, women are the end all. I mean,
Mm-hmm. The
I can't
all.
even think. It's a blues song. I can't even think of who was says. you
It's
know,
everything. It starts with her. She's the all. And it really the secret. There were authors that I found out it has shook me when I understand this, that they carried a secret back in the 60s and 70s, that they were trying to let people know that God is a female. They found out how they cracked the codes and the secrets, and there were authors that were killed behind trying to publish, that type of
yeah,
literature, you know. So um, we're living in a masculine world right now, and the reason why chaos is going on because it's not balanced. So they have xed out the female and called it a day. So until she returns, it would be fucking chaos.
well, it's a man's world. It's the song.
Right? Yeah.
I can't think of it. It's a man's
Yeah.
world. It's the name
Yeah.
of the song.
So they say.
But
Yeah.
they can't do nothing
Right. Right.
without a woman or girl.
Right.
They can claim the world all they want to, but you
Right,
can't do it. It is
right,
nothing to be done. And um, I grew up in a real religious household, home based church and all, and we were always taught the woman is to help me. You know, you're the 31 Proverbs 31 woman and the whole night. Got all that to a T. Got it. I got that. But the point of it is, it ain't that I'm the help meat.
right,
I'm you ain't gonna get no meat if I don't help.
right.
So
It's not about being superior, okay? So, like I was telling somebody else, so humans want to put it in a category, and
mhm,
you cannot put spirits in a fucking category. So, you cannot put air in a goddamn box. So, spirit is a fucking like an air type. If you want to put it in a human context, motherfucker,
right.
let's put it there. Okay, so basically, you cannot put air in a um, box. So a female has a content of air. She wants to be free. Okay. So you cannot, she is the essence of like nature. That's why she's called Mother Nature. She gets warm, she gets hot real quick. So you cannot contain those type of powers that way. And so it would be foolish to even think that you could. You see, so when it comes to the woman's power, um, she has to understand she has freedom. She has freedom, and it doesn't rely. It does not. Um, it's not religion. It's her. She already has that power,
Innate power.
and we got to teach our women how to tap into that, um, because basically, if she doesn't return, if the woman does not return, there is not going to be anything on this earth. So she has to start understanding who she is. All women, not just black women, white women, all type of women.
And I agree. I
Uh,
agree.
yeah, we got to be free.
Because they, and for lack of other words, let me see how to put this. Women will dumb themselves down,
Hmm.
will take away from themselves, they'll belittle themselves,
Right,
or they'll allow themselves to be belittled
right,
just to fit in, just to be a part, just to have a man.
right.
And it's hard for a lot of them to understand because they weren't, they're not taught that you
Right.
are a beautiful creature. You're beautiful in your own right. They and if they're not getting those type of, "Ooh, baby, you beautifuls," they don't see their inner beauty.
Right, right,
And
right.
that's scary. I work with a girls group, and it was scary to hear how many girls considered themselves ugly
Hmm.
or average.
Hmm.
And I was like, average compared to what? Ain't nothing average about me.
Right, right,
Average about
right.
where? And I guess again, I had, aunts. My grandma has her children the color of a rainbow. And we have really light skin, we have some really dark skin. So, we didn't say the light skinned girls were prettier than dark skinned girls. You couldn't say you cute for a black girl. You
Right.
can't say that at our house. Either and it's not even your appearance. It's how you carried yourself and what you portray. Now, oh, if you didn't do what you're supposed to do, they'll call you on it. And just my
Right.
aunt was like, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna be accountability part. I'm gonna call you on everything I see. So
Hmm.
if ever I got caught slipping, and I'm not even talking about the dress, if I got because I'll cuss, I'll cuss a joker out.
Right,
And she'd be like, that's not what you do. Yeah.
right,
That's we got folks who cuss. You're not our cusser.
right, right, right,
You are you're the encourager.
right,
We
right.
need you to boost. And it had not registered, that part didn't register until last Thursday night or Friday night. I
Hmm.
was on Facebook and one of my little cousins, they had put up a video of one girl who couldn't dance, but her big cousin in the background was hollering, get it, girl, you got it, you got it. And so they were like, Dale, that's how you did us growing up. And I don't care what we was doing. That's
Hmm.
how you was sending us all the way. And the girl on the video, she was serious. She was into it. She was getting her dance on.
Right.
Folks in the background was like, "Yeah, give it to him, give it to him." And I didn't think anything of it. And but that was my job with my younger cousins. You the smartest, you the prettiest, you do this, do this. You got this, girl. I want to try for volleyball. Okay, I'm on my way over there. We're gonna
Right.
practice. And that was my job
Right.
as a young woman
Right.
because my elder women did it to me. My job is to pass it down.
Right.
And so when she put it up on Facebook and tagged me in it, I was sitting there. It was funny at first. You know how you laugh? Like I laughed myself to tears because it was so, oh wow. But then it was wow, an accomplishment. It was a release because like, so that means if that's how they feel about me, then I've done my job.
Right.
My job is an encourager, and they feel like I was encouraging them no matter what. Oh wow, I really did what I was supposed to do, and not having, and that's a lot of things. People not knowing purpose.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know, um, not necessarily their purpose, but don't even know what purpose is.
Right.
And if you haven't been around or haven't um, exposed yourself to a lot of stuff, you, like you said, be in a they're in a box, but it's hard, like you said, to keep air in a box.
Mm-hmm.
If you put yourself in a box,
Mm-hmm.
your air every now and then you're gonna seep out through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's um, a lot that the younger women, even with what's the dance, the twerking,
Oh yeah.
even with the twerking. I know, and a lot of people say, well, they don't, you shouldn't. And it's not all self expression. And I
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna lie, if I was 20 years younger and I could do it, I probably would too. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not what I do because that's not who I am at this point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the dang, we did some dances back in the day, and I'm not even a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll find yourself doing what the crowd does,
Right.
and until you find your niche. Now they could dance, they can um, play basketball the whole night. That wasn't mine.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was reciting poetry.
Right.
I found my niche and I went with it because
Right.
I know what I was good at. But
Right.
until we encourage them to do what they do and do the best at what they can do, they don't they don't know. Um, Childbirth. I know I have little cousins who've had babies. And so even rearing children, I'll call them, what you got going on? In their business.
Right.
And one cousin's like, I'm trying to train my baby to potty train him. How old is he? First off, how old is he? He's 2, and he'll go, but I have to like force him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a boy, 2 years old. What worked for me was
Right.
Cheerios in the toilet. Throw the Cheerios in there and tell him, pee on the Cheerios and watch. It
Right.
becomes fun and he'll do it.
Right.
And she was like, oh, that might work. And then next couple of weeks, she's like, yeah, girl, that worked. It worked perfectly.
Right.
And,
Right.
I mean, that was knowledge that I wouldn't have shared because I didn't even know what's going on with her, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So until everybody becomes open books, it's hard to share what someone else may need to know.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't know, you need to know it.
And see, yeah, um, I wanted to talk about, and a lot of things, it it goes back to our childhood as a female. So then you have females that were raised in an environment like me. My grandmother was light skinned and she was Indian. So she had blue eyes at times, green eyes. And then her mother was Cherokee. My great grandmother, she was Indian. She was no joke. She was just she was evil. Okay. And but I loved her. But here's the thing: what they did, they did not like dark skin. They did not like dark skin. So they talked about my dark skin all the time. They talked about my daddy all the time. So it was like, oh, your ugly ass daddy, you look like your ugly ass daddy. That's how raw they were. They did not give a real fucks about how you felt. Okay. All the way up until they dying days, they were just as raw like that. And so I had to hear this all my life, you know. Um, But at the same time, my grandmother, now when she bought me things, it was not from thrift stores. It was JC Penney's. It was the best. It was, you know, trunk full. She would literally pop the trunk and there was clothes, toys, all that stuff.
Hmm.
She loved me, okay, to the T. So, but she was groomed for some reason in an era to where dark and light was an issue.
Hmm.
So then you have females raising into um, that dark and light today, you know, the dark skin versus light. We do have racism in our own culture, you
True.
know. So then you have the light skin, the who are getting treated better than the dark skin. And then you have the men who think that the light skin is better than the dark skin. And then you have men that will say, um, yeah, you're dark, but you're mean, you know, and then treat the light, you know, so pretty and on the pedestal. And then when she breaks his heart, then you like, they're like, what the hell? You know, but that dark one stays loyal all the
Right.
time. But here, then you have the women competing with those issues. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of generational things. And then so when it comes to women just trying to cultivate with each other, trying to um, compliment each other, trying to be with each other, that's one of the hardest things for us Black women to do. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
the white woman, let's keep it real. She can sleep with such and such come one weekend, come that next day, they are in the office making money. Okay. They are not giving a fuck about, you know, who slept with what because they are thinking about cultivating, period. They are thinking about building. Us Black women, this happened, this is that and the other. We get mad because of somebody sharing some dick that was never theirs. And it's everybody's. And so
Right.
and so can we build, you know, and so but we have evil intent when we look at each other because of these childhood things. So when the white woman does it, she may be mad, but she doesn't have ill will towards her sister because she wants her sister to make it too.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now she can go. Now there's some crazy white ones that will take her sister out. Okay, let's get real. There's okay.
This is good to me. Yes.
All right. But we, on the other hand, we want to take a sister out 24/7 all the time. Okay, that crab mentality. Who does it start with? It's not the Black man, it's us. We us, and then we birth it. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So, and then again, purpose. What is purpose? Does purpose lie in a degree? Does purpose lie just in being a mother? Does purpose lie just in entrepreneurship? You be careful. Be careful of putting labels on you because as a woman, you are a multitasker. You
Right.
can do everything, every goddamn thing. So, yeah, and not to say don't go after this, don't go after every goddamn thing you can. Don't stop. You see what I'm saying? So, find out your purpose is really your divine purpose of everybody, whether you male or female, is to create heaven on earth. That's it. That's fucking it. That's just be fruitful and multiply. That's the code in the Bible. Be
No, no, when you just said, you know, to create heaven on earth,
Mhm.
we take for granted because you don't read the Bible, whatever, but you take for granted that you don't, you know, you work every day. But like you just said, if you're not working toward having a place where you're comfortable, where you living in abundance, where you're having the milk and honey that you want,
Mhm.
you're working for nothing.
Mhm. Because it will create a domino effect. And what'll happen is that a real woman will demonstrate that in her home. Then it will escalate to her community. Then it will affect her whole state, her city. Then it should affect nationwide. So that's how a woman will be able to vibrate into her divine thing. So it always will first start with her. then
Right.
her home, then her community, then her city, then her state, then the world, then the fucking cosmos. Just keep going. You
That is
know
deep.
what I'm saying? She's able to take you there. And really, the man's job is the only thing the man is supposed to do is find all the secrets through her. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all he's supposed to do. And since the man is being raised to say, oh, I gotta work, this is that and the other. Well, if you ask the woman, she'll have you fucking working not too hard. She'll show you how to fucking do it not too hard and give you a crafty idea to fucking do it. If she's tapped in. Don't get with no motherfucker that don't know what the fuck she's doing and then want to keep you guarded down like a dog
Right.
or like not even a dog, but like some I don't want to even use the word slave, but you just trying to imprison his abilities or his
And keep him
airtime.
working.
You see,
Keep him working.
you want him to be just as free as
Right.
you. That's the goal. And so, no, society got men thinking way. So you have this divide
Right.
between the man and the woman today in every culture, all across the board. There's a war between the man and the woman. The
You
woman,
know, see,
go ahead.
with you just saying that, that makes a lot of sense. My stepdad, my mom remarried when I was young. So my stepdad would go and work, and my mom, he had a little barber shop at the house. He'll cut certain folks' hair on Saturdays. And I used to wonder why mama in there frying bacon and making eggs and sausage for these folks coming. They come to get their hair cut. They're not coming over here for breakfast
Hmm.
or whatever he was doing. She was making it really easy. But now that you're saying it, she had tapped in
Hmm.
because he told her, I don't want you working.
Right,
He said, I got to work because I got to work with you to make sure you get to work.
right, right,
And so it was five of us, five children in the house.
right, right,
And I don't know. I didn't even know what light bills were.
right.
I never knew any of the grown-ups business. I never knew. So you are actually correct in that
Mhm.
because and I have cousins, I have friends who now still be going by my mama's house. I don't live there. I ain't lived there in 20 years, but
Right,
they
right,
still go by my mama's house because her house is so serene and comfortable, and
right.
because that's their heaven on
Was
earth right there.
pure. She was a pure. She was
So
a pure
wow,
soul.
I got to make sure I
So
let her know
that,
that part because, and we
yeah,
still laugh about it. She like Vanessa stopped by to see me, and Michael came over and
yeah,
he brought me
yeah.
$50, and I be like, "What did he bring you 50?" He said, "He came, brought the $50, took his shoes off, took a nap for 30 minutes, got up and left.
So yeah,
He was just comfortable." And
yeah.
I,
She's pure. She's pure.
yes, she
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
I have to get. I love my mom, but I gotta give her that one.
yeah,
She is
pure.
heart pure
Yeah,
as gold.
yeah, yeah. That's what it is. And those are rare. Those are rare women. Okay.
And she is, like I said, they psyched me up to be the encourager, but she's an uplifter.
Right.
I don't
And
care what I make or create or take over there. With food, she gonna eat it. Soap,
right.
she gonna use it. Whatever. She like, let me see. Can I if I buy a shirt, can I fit it? She gonna boost you up on what she's an uplifter 100.
We don't want to leave it as rare. That's what we don't want. This is why we're doing this. We don't want to be rare like that. We don't want it to be rare. We want to be this all the time. Let's, not bring that back to life. Let not that die. Let not that be extinct. You see what I'm saying? That pure
Yes.
state of love. So she carried love. Can a lot of women understand what love is really about? Can they really create heaven on earth? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So to really understand what love is, or you're not going to be able to create heaven on earth. That bitch will create hell on earth. And so that's what the fuck is going on. She's creating hell on earth because there's no love in her. So they're saying there's no love in this world. Yes, the woman is towed down in a lot of places. She's burdened down. She can't tap into her feminine side. She's single when she don't have to be single. She's frustrated. She's tapped into her masculine to be strong.
Mhm.
So her feminine part is left behind. So then when you see the black woman, she's angry, she's masculine like, she will fuck you up in a heartbeat. She will go off in a second. She's a ticking time bomb. Let's just keep it real. She's stressed the fuck out. We're carrying around bellies, big bellies. We're carrying all this stuff in our stomach. Then you see the white woman, she's flat as fuck.
Right.
Okay? Yeah, because why? That white man, he may be fucking and sucking somewhere else all damn day long, but he's going to create heaven and earth for his wife to stay in shape. You see what I'm saying? So she can go to the gym. She can go, go for walks outside in the park with her baby in a nice environment that we're not raising hell about in our community. No parks, no nice and stuff. You see what I'm saying? She's able to do all of that and get her snap back. But the
Now,
black
and
woman,
even with you saying that one too, I have a couple who's a friend. Um, they miscarried the first baby, and she took it really bad. He sent her on a weekend alone,
hmm
Las Vegas. Do
hmm
whatever you do, have you. So when she came back to Memphis, he had called me over to decorate the apartment and get some stuff that girly time.
right,
He was like, whatever she wants to do, I want her to be able to do it right here. I don't want her to have to go out. So could you know the stuff she likes. Could you hook me up and make sure she gets everything? And I was just like, oh, if I ever marry again, I want to marry a guy who's willing to call my friends in and make sure, like I got heaven on earth.
right,
When M walked through the door, everything was laid out for her. He had bought new pajamas, new house shoes, new bath bombs, the whole nine. She didn't have to do anything.
right,
Mind you, she got pregnant the next 2 weeks
right.
because she was at her
Her,
whole it was at ease.
yes, her body was at balance. She was permeating love. So when you carry that energy, you fucking right. A baby's gonna pop out. You see what I'm saying? You creating at that time. You see what I'm saying? So yes, honey, that's how you're supposed to be in those elements, and that's how you're supposed to help each other. And so then you have the toxic with all this. If you're not basically dealing with your childhood trauma, that part, that's the childhood trauma. That's why we're here. The childhood trauma, if you don't tap into that, feel those emotions, forgive, um, understand how to do that. Um, I'm hoping to talk to you on how to be able to rawly forgive. I mean, the most rawest way people have the self-help, but when you read it, it's so like what would you call it? Politically correct,
Yeah,
you
delicate.
know.
Mhm.
So I like to put things in a rawest way so you can understand that it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And so forgiveness, that's a lot of our women. We carry a lot of anger. My grandmother carried hurt to the grave, mad at all her children's fathers, okay? Plus my son's father. I mean, the list went on. You know, she got mad. She carried uh the anger of my mother cutting my long hair. She carried that to her grave. You know what my grandmother died of? Of a small heart in her aneurysm in her heart. It wasn't because of she drank or because she didn't have diabetes, she didn't have high blood pressure. She was angry 24/7 and she held it in her heart. It will take you out if you do not deal with it. You will not live long with anger. So these emotions and angers and stuff like that, they affect us. Those negative things, they affect our body. So that's why we have high blood pressure. We have weight gain. We have depression. We have so many things because it is dealing with what we're not releasing and letting go. And once we let those things go, those things come out. One day I hope we talk about how to tap into that because I have some experiences on that that's gonna scare you up. You see what I'm saying? on how to release that. It's a journey.
It
It's
is.
a journey. It is never done. It is never done. And you got to be willing to say, okay, on this journey, I am going to be expecting anything. There's going to be some good times. There's going to be some chaos. Learn how to figure out how to do in the chaos. And we're going to talk about that. you
Now,
know,
and that's what one of the things, like my grandmother, she's in her 80s. She doesn't have high blood pressure. She doesn't have diabetes. She doesn't have anything. She get around better than I do.
right.
Um, but her thing was, and she had 10 children,
Mhm,
married her whole life, got married at 16 years old, married her whole life.
mhm,
And she was like, I choose to be happy.
right,
So I'm going to do what makes me happy.
right,
So her doctor was like, well, Miss Hunt, we're going to get you to do such and such and such. She said, no, I'm going to eat a boiled egg and some oatmeal. I like to cook in the morning, so I'll get up, give me some breakfast,
mhm,
clean my house,
mhm,
make my phone calls, watch my stories. And then I'll be free to do whatever.
right,
But, you know, she even bought a puppy. All our lives, we asked for a dog. I didn't even realize I was allergic to dogs until she got the dog. But
right,
all our lives, we've asked for a puppy, and an in-house puppy, never
right,
had it. Now she
right,
gets grown, and all the children grown, and all the grandchildren grown. She goes get a puppy, and she's like, I didn't know I
right,
liked him, but is a girl, princess. But princess makes me happy.
right,
So
right.
this guards grandma. I love that. Grandma can go outside and walk the neighborhood and walk around the block, get her exercise in. Princess got her. We ain't got to
Mhm,
worry about nothing while Princess is with grandma.
mhm,
But you didn't. I can honestly say I've never seen my grandmother argue with any woman. She'll, with us, she'll cut, she grandma, so she cut throat. She'll say what she got to say and get it on through. But
right.
you don't see her being angry or anything. So at one point, I called myself mimicking, not being
Mhm,
angry. I'm gonna
mhm,
be like grandma, and she told me, "You so friendly. You get that from your hunt side, or you get that from your granddaddy. He the happy one. He the one who do all that." I
right,
was like, "Well, I'm calling myself trying to be like you."
right.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. I was like, "Oh, well, cool."
Yeah.
But people, you don't see it often. I be tripped out because when I'm looking at other people's moms and grandmas, and I was like, "Ooh," or even women my age, because I'll be around and they'll be saying, "Yeah, I'm 45 years old." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Hmm.
Mhm,
Why? In 45 years, you ain't found nothing
mhm,
that you liked because
mhm,
everything is wrong. Everybody doing them wrong. Everything is bad. There's
mhm,
nothing good in their life." But my mom told me, she said, I was a wild child. And I ain't gonna lie, I was.
right,
I didn't have children early. So at 20, 21, 22,
right,
catch me in the streets.
right.
When I had my kids, my whole life like shifted and
Mhm,
I became super mom.
right.
So I I trip out because like now I have grandkids and that's my grandson and I, we always call each other super. His super grandmama. I said, oh, super Nigel. But we laugh and joke about that because to him, I can do just I tell my grandmama, and he tell his mama all the time, I tell my grandmama to do it.
Right,
You can do anything. I tell my grandmama to do it.
right.
And that and it's right, make me feel like, well, I better get about my job. Because if he feels that way, it gotta be something I'm
Right,
doing on course.
right, right.
But there are some angry women out here.
Oh yeah, and it will drive them to do the things, um, such as meeting a man. Okay, moving in with them quickly. Um, then finding out it's a lie. Then, um, trying to figure out why. Here's what happens, and I see this. This is the serious part of what happens. So I've seen this time and time again, especially in my community, where babies end up dying because the mother's energy is searching. Okay. She's not even pinpointing what she's searching for. Okay. So then she attracts what's on the inside of her. She attracts that monster, that evil one, that hunter, that predator, that is seeking to devour. The weak one, the same as her.
Mm-hmm.
So then, with her mind not um in the right place, she trusts him with her children.
Right.
And then you will see how there's moments where while she's at work, that man may abuse that child. He may put that child in the refrigerator somewhere or in the oven somewhere,
Right.
or take go out somewhere to the store. He has enemies and the car is shot up. These are incidents that happen in my community because stupid women met men who carry chaos. Because why? They have chaos. So when you both are carrying chaos and you have not fixed those issues, what happens is that the sacrifice is the child if there's
Right.
a child involved. And that child can die as early as 1 month, a baby. That child does not get to grow up sometimes past 5. You're talking about babies dying because of stupid decisions like this. You have fathers that are out here in their 50s and 60s who wants to be 20, okay? And you supposed to be sitting down at this time in stability.
Right.
Stability. You're supposed to be actually mentoring the next generation at your age, the next generation of your species, which is the male. You're supposed to be nurturing the females and making sure that they understand what it is for a man to be. So you want to set this stone in your family where everybody is looking how basically what a God's supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, because you are God. There's self-made devils and there's self-made gods, and you can make that in your family. So there's some there's some people, there's some good people, there's some bad people. Basically, there's some devils and there's some angels in your family. But let's start creating a whole bunch of angels in our family, and it starts with who we are mating with. Who,
That's true.
you know what I'm saying?
That is true.
So the only way we're going to get there is starting with us. And we have to start thinking about our children. We have to. If we are not thinking about our children, the importance of our children, um, letting love order our footsteps when it comes to our children. Yeah, they don't come with the book. Why? Because we are the book. We are the book. The woman is the book. So she just knows. So if she taps in, she's gonna know what to do. And so our children have to come first. They have to come first. You do not just birth them for no reason.
And even with you saying that, and I know I talk about my folks a lot, but I got pregnant at 23 years old, and when I was getting ready to go into, because I found out late, so I didn't find out till like I was almost 6 months. So when it was time for me to have the baby, you go around and talk to the older women and get your information. I talked to all the ladies at church, but my grandma gave me some rules for the hospital.
Mhm,
Don't go in there making no noise because you ain't all that hollering and screaming, because you
mhm,
wasn't doing all hollering and screaming when you was getting the baby.
mhm.
That was my goal, is to not holler and scream. And now the lady in the room next to me was putting on the show.
Right.
And so when they were checking the contractions and everything, they was like, she's contracting good, but you don't act like you feel that. I feel it. My grandmama said, you know.
Right.
So I didn't understand. When when it comes to the time, your body's going to do what it has to do.
Right.
You have to relax
Right.
and allow this course to take place.
Right.
So I had my son within 15 minutes, no anesthesia, no pain reliever, nothing.
Mhm,
Had him and was up walking within 15 minutes
mhm,
because I listened and allowed, and like you said, because I knew she had the key. I knew she knew what she was talking about. She had 10 babies. I
mhm,
knew she knew what she was talking about.
Mhm.
And I knew, like my mom was saying, well, if you don't have any anesthesia, you'll heal faster and you'll be up before you know it.
Mhm.
So she knows what she's talking about. She didn't have five babies. So in listening to them, I was able to, recover much faster. And I was, like you saying, if we've had, if we listen and live in love. Now, if they didn't love me, they wouldn't have told me that. If they didn't care about me, they wouldn't have shared that information.
Mhm.
It's like you said, the crab and barrel. I don't mind sharing, but a lot of times, we as women decide not to share with other people because you're afraid of folks not taking your information, not understanding. Um, there's no way I would allow any woman, young woman that comes to me that
Mhm.
I know to go off and stay with anyone because you're going to say, no,
Mhm.
baby, don't do that. That's not a good decision.
Mhm.
Let me take you to Michael. Let me see if I can find somebody to get you a place to stay. You don't need to go stay with a man just to have a place to stay.
Mhm.
But you got to take into consideration how many women are going to come and tell you, do you know who got houses? I need somewhere to stay. I got this going on. I got that going on.
Right, right.
So it's a give and take, ah, and it's, I guess a lot of it is eye opening now because I've been in different situations and I've been in different setups where I've had to um, either express myself more openly than I would have liked to, but I'm not a shy person on that level. I don't care about that part. You can, open book. If you got a question, ask me because I don't know what your question may be. I
Mhm.
don't know how I may be able to help you if you don't say you need help. You
Right,
know.
right. I want to share with you um this book. And this book will at least get you going, like get your eyes twinkling, okay, to the point to where your mind rolling and you start to think, hopefully, if you're open. Because if you close, then
They
just
forget that.
leave it.
Nothing
You know
goes.
what I'm saying? But
Right.
if you open, let's go, because it's all about doing research also. After you do your research, you tap in. You tap in, or you tap in and do your research.
Hmm.
Either way, you're gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? But it's this book right here. This is, I would call it a deadly book.
Deadly.
Yes, this is what, but it mimics one of the authors in the '60s.
Okay. What's the name of it?
Um, this is called, um, can you see it?
The
This,
Great Black Mama of Creation.
yes, and it is by this person right here. I think you can get it on Amazon for 8.99 or 9.99. And this is a just a few pages
Hmm.
like this. Um, when I was down, I'm gonna say I was downloaded with some information, right? And it scared me. Then when I led to this, something I was led to this like what 5, 6 years ago. Okay. And then it scared the crap. I was like, oh, we women, oh, we are this powerful. Ugh. It was what I see why it was some scary information back then and how it is really a threat for a woman to understand her power. Like,
Mm.
it's a threat. And so they're going to do everything possible to make sure she is download burden, okay, in under the table. um so basically slavery, let's put it like that. um the black man was the pawn. He was the pawn to get to the black woman.
Hmm.
It wasn't that it wasn't that. You have to understand why he did what he did to the black man and why continuously it is done today. Is to tear up the black woman. Is
Yeah.
to keep her in a downward spiral, keep her crying, to keep her in turmoil, to keep her just basically just fucked up in the game, just madness. So you take her son, you take the father of her child, you take her dad, you take any male away from that.
Right.
She's mad. She's mad. Why? Because she gave birth to him. Period. So whether it was physically, mentally, or spiritually, she gave birth to that man. And you take that away from her, yeah, you it's like ripping. They will put it in the Bible. A woman came from a man's rib. That's impossible. No, bitch. That man came from flesh. Flesh of my flesh is the woman. The baby is bones are created in the womb. The flesh is created in the womb. So there's no way scientifically you can pull that uh, a man comes that a woman comes from a man.
Mhm.
There's no way. But you can really see that a man comes from a woman. Period. She creates him in the womb. In the womb, he has a vagina for a little while.
Right.
So, until it's figured out, until nature say, okay, you a male or whatever, however it is decided, then it turns into a penis. But it's just a penis is just a vagina turned inside out. So, inside in, however you want to call it. That's just it. So, this part, when it comes to, let's see, it says human society first um, understood the figure of the mother, and it was a Black African woman. The mother of humanity and true authors of civilization was founded in the original cosmos and technology from which the world's religion and science is developed all across the world. So basically what they're saying is that all religions, all technology, everything order, um, everything that you see, it is created in the female essence. So basically, she's zero, right?
Mhm.
She's zero because, like the womb, she's zero. Then she creates 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's not that the zero, now you see how zero to some people it doesn't mean anything, but it's a goddamn number. But it's the start of all numbers,
True.
whether it's the ending, however it is, it's infinite, but it's zero, then 1, 2, 3. There's an order of things.
Mhm.
So you can't get mad that 1 is first or 2 is second, and then you can't get mad at that. So basically, if you want to put it in human side, if female was 1, okay, and then 2 and 3 was next, you can't really get mad that 2 and 3 is next. That's just a fucking order, and it doesn't mean that it is better than. It's just what it is. It's just the order of things. Okay, so then to get out of that state, that means we have to let our egos go. For
Yeah.
this type of information to come through properly, you've got to address your egos. That's the jealousy, that's the anger, that's all that. So ego creates a whole lot of different negativity things. And you are not going to be able to ascend or to understand nothing like this if your ego is not checked. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. And I know like I see on Facebook I have one of my friends who put up a post and was like, um, have you found your tribe?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I've not really found my tribe,
That's
but
scary.
after even just listening to you, you're not gonna find a tribe. You're gonna have to create a
Mm-hmm.
tribe
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's not gonna be initially on the same level or
Mm-hmm.
open to everything. But even in reading just what you read, it was enlightening because I do know, I graduated from majority white school. And one of the professors that taught the math class there was like, every time I give you a packet, you give it back.
Mhm.
And I was like, I thought you were supposed to do the work and turn it back in. I didn't get it.
Mhm.
No, everybody else had reason. Again, it's, small town. Everybody knew each other. So they sent them packets home, the parents would call about the packets. The parents would turn the packets in, take them to him at his other job or whatever. But I wait till due date and take it back and turn the packet in. And he was just like, the black woman is always going to be the foundation there. And I didn't take it at anything. I
Mhm.
looked at him, laughed. I even went home and told my stepdad, he must like black women. But I now looking back, that's what he was like. If you the full circle, I
Mhm.
give it to you, give it back to me. This is how it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
Now, with coming up with and it's just like the basis for technology, the basis for everything. You just
Mhm.
have to realize
Mhm.
in your own, but in your own right. Maybe it's gonna be hard for some people to not understand or not accept it
Mhm.
because they're not mentally at that point.
Mhm.
So
And that's okay. That's
it
okay.
is, it is,
And
it
here's
is.
the thing. If it just like a grain of a mustard seed, because I like to use the Bible and because it has so many codes.
Yes.
I'm not religious. I was raised in Seventh Day Adventist background. It was very strict, so I understood and read the Bible. I keep the Bible. A lot of people. I went through the phase of coming out of Christianity, being after I found out what it did, this is that and the other. I wanted to cuss the pastors out, throw the Bible away, and call it a day. But when you reach to that level, the guys would tell you, don't throw that Bible away. Don't you dare throw that Bible away because it has codes in it and you've
Hmm.
already cracked most of them. So keep on going. Okay.
But see, I studied religion in school. I spent time. I grew up Baptist, so I was a Baptist minister, and I am still in the ministry. I don't practice to that level, but with one of my classes, and the guy came up and he's like, everybody had to buy a Bible from the bookstore, and I went. I didn't buy mine from the bookstore. I went and got a good Bible because we studying the Bible.
Right.
He got in the classroom. He said, "Take it and tear it in half."
Mm-hmm.
This is a religious study class. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not turning no Bible. You ain't finna send me to hell.
Right.
I'm freaking out,
Right.
crying tears
Right.
because then
Right.
he turned around and said, and he was an older white, and he was an atheist. And he turned around and said, "You're gonna have the best grade in this classroom
Mm-hmm.
because you gotta prove to me
Mm-hmm.
why that Bible means so much to you." And I
Right.
was like, I
Mm.
ain't got to prove nothing to you. I'm going to change my schedule. I don't want to be in your class. The whole class going to hell, and I will not be with y'all. That was my whole mindset.
The
But
universe is
I
on you
had to
early,
prove.
early, early.
I
Yeah.
had to learn, and learning more and seeking this. And one of the classes you had to visit, not just learn about. You had to visit 4 other religions.
Wow. Yeah.
So I went in. It opened my mind up to a lot
Uh,
of stuff.
yes.
And I was just like, you know, hmm, maybe this is just a part to the puzzle. Maybe there's more to it. Now I'm like, when people say, well, I don't do this and I'm such and such, I was like, oh, okay. That doesn't bother you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You are you. So live your life. If that's what works for you, that's fine. I I can't even say that I'm not a strictly religious person.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I do pray. Mind you, I believe in God and I have, but I'm spiritual
Mm-hmm.
because there are times when I have no other choice than to rely on these spirits. I mean, it's like, it's not even like we had the Ghostbusters on the show one night. I mean, not the Ghostbusters, Paranormal Ghostbusters still, and they were saying um, about different folk, about different bad energies they had run into.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were talking, because we met him, the lady that was with them, she was like, "Oh my gosh, is are you always surrounded by angels?" And
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Oh,
"I'd like to think so."
right.
I can't. Do you see angels around me? I can't see them, but
Right.
I'd like to think so.
Right.
And my brother, he's deceased now. He was about 5 years old. We went to the store, and I had coupons.
Mm-hmm.
So we had spent like $300 worth of stuff, and using the coupons, we knocked it down $100. I was like, look at that, John, look at that. So when we got through, the girl was like, "You want my employee discount?" I said, "Yeah." It's, we got through. I spent like $50, and we had
Right.
all type of stuff. So he would laugh and joke to him. Y'all know Dale got a discount angel. So
Right.
like, I was like, if I'm gonna have an angel, a discount angel is a good one to have because But at that moment, you just thinking. Now going back to what you say, because I'm a giver, I'm gonna share. I just feel like because I didn't know the cashier, never met her a day in my life, never seen her before, and she's like, "You can use my employee discount."
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much. And I was like, I know I'll probably never be back in that store again. And it like and back to the full circle. Things happen in full circle.
Right.
But you attract what you put out.
Right. Oh
Attract
yeah.
what you put out.
And
So
that's the thing I was going to tell you is that it's not that you're not even, it's through you attracting just what you said. You're going to find your tribe. So you're vibrating already. So you're going to attract, that vibration is going to attract, like calling on the telephone. It's going to hit other people more quickly than you ever know. So you're going to attract your tribe, and then you say it also. Oh yeah, you bringing on the magic now. Okay, so yeah, you're going to get it. You ask and you shall receive. And so that asking and receiving, that all goes into vibration. So we don't understand. That's another thing. So if you hear what I'm saying, basically through everything that I'm saying closely, what I'm saying is we don't understand law of attraction. Those are the first laws of the universe, not these man-made laws, the laws of nature. So there's a cause and effect to everything. Let me give you one example. It's harsh, but it's the truth. And I learned this through Abraham Hicks. Now, Abraham Hicks, she teaches law of attraction. She came out in the 70s, 60s. Okay. Now, when she said this, I was like, okay, now think about this. Be open. So you pull up to it went something like this. Um, why did the man at the liquor store get shot? Okay. Basically, the man at the liquor store just didn't get shot because someone was angry. He got shot because of the energy that he was attracting. So when you sending out those type of vibrations, it will cause any harm, anything to come to you
mhm,
at any given time. Things that happen, it just doesn't happen. A shooting basically just doesn't happen for no reason. It's
right.
the law of attraction of things. So we're not understanding the energy that we carry. So we carry this chaos, and then chaos follows, and then you're wondering why.
That's true.
You
Look, we're running out of time for today. I'm gonna have to get you back.
Oh yes,
I enjoyed
yes,
this
I enjoyed this.
conversation.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, um, I'm off air,
Yes.
and I'm super excited because this is very, very enlightening.
Oh,
And this is information that we as women need to know. So, with
yes.
that, I'm going to close out. And again, I thank you for being my special guest today.
Thank you,
And
sister.
thank you for being here with us on Health,
Yes.
Honest, Encouraging, Loving Practices. Thank you so much. And I'm going to contact you as soon as we shut down.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.
And that was our show today for On Health. I thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget, honest, encouraging, loving practices. I love you, love you, love you. And be sure to love